Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is Wednesday afternoon, June 18th. Just wanted to show you something really cool that we just uh, got going today. I think you guys might have received an email about this, the Serhant Share and the Onboarding Center. So if you go into Serhant Share, go to the Onboarding Center, you click on that, it takes you to a new window. And from here, you've got this is your whole welcome and onboarding program here. So for anybody who is unsure if they've got completely onboarded or if they have questions about the tools or things that we have available to us, they're all available right here. There's a little 3.5 minute video to start with there. Then you've got some onboarding timelines, you've got live trainings, you've got a checklist that you can actually go to. Click on the checklist and it takes you to a checklist of all the things that you can do. Come back to this page, tools and resources, connect. You've got handy email directories, sell it like Serhant at the Sell It Education Center, brand guidelines, how to pitch Serhant, all that kind of fun stuff. Amplify, customize and sending your announcements, simplify the whole simple app and the digital guidebook for that. How to stand out from being boring, growing your network, selling it like Serhant, total brokerage commission and transactions training. All of that stuff is available here. So it's really cool. You've got actually a whole resource system available to you here. So if you ever feel stuck or like if you have questions, you shouldn't have any problem actually finding the answers on this page. And if you have other questions other than that, you can always contact me or you can always contact Agent Resources and get those answers. A couple of other things that I wanted to talk about really quick today. Number one is we had a broker forum today, and there were a couple of things that we talked about. Again, we talked about the subject to and wrap transactions, and again, we know that we don't do those. But again, I wanted to reiterate that if your client wants to entertain those offers, we need something written that says that we have advised them they need to seek counsel before we will cancel our listing contract with them, and then let them go do what they need to do. There's a case right now that Rick Mack was talking about that they actually had this happen where the agent released them from their listing contract so that they could go and do whatever they needed to do with this subject to. It turned into a whole nightmare. It turned into a foreclosure. The seller ended up getting a foreclosure on his record. He had all these late payments and everything on it. And he came back after the agent because they're claiming that the agent was negligent and did not let them know of the dangers of what they were getting themselves into. So again, if you think that I'm being, overly strict or overly cautious on asking you to get something in writing that states that we have informed them and that they have agreed that they're going to seek legal counsel before they go do something stupid like a subject to or a wrap, that's why. So, okay, on from that, seller compensation addendum. One of the other things that we're seeing now is that the sellers are not wanting to sign their seller compensation addendum. So if the seller doesn't want to sign their seller compensation addendum, that's okay. That's fine. They don't have to sign it. If we have a counteroffer or if we have an addendum, anything where everybody has agreed to what the compensation amount is, that's fine. Of course, we want the seller compensation addendum to be signed, but if the seller is saying, yeah, we're not signing that, we're willing to do this, that's fine. We can accept that. It's not a problem. Buyer broker agreements, they're still required. We still need to get a buyer broker agreement. If you're doing open houses, we don't have to have anybody sign anything for an open house. But if you are going to show properties, you've got to do a buyer broker agreement with people before you show them a property. So if somebody comes in and they want you to represent them, yes, you need a buyer broker agreement at that point to go forward with it. Affiliated business arrangement disclosure is another one of those things where and we don't have one as of right now, we don't have an ABA, but other brokerages do. And if the other brokerage is sending us the affiliated business arrangement, we don't have to have our client sign those. And in fact, I would advise you to tell your client, no, don't sign that. We don't need to. They're just disclosing that they have these relationships. We don't need to sign that, and it doesn't need to be part of the contract. Don't put it on the contract, none of that kind of stuff as well. So those are just some of the basic things that I wanted to chat about today. If you have any questions on any of this or anything like that, let me know. We're really close to SkySlope, really close. I mean, we're within days of the first people being transferred over and getting that going. So hopefully we'll get transferred over soon and we can get rid of the total brokerage nonsense. But if you guys need anything, you know where to find me. Thanks.